Hey everybody, it's Heather with Diamonds and Dragonflies. Hold on a second, we're moving here. Hopefully this is set up in a good way and I'm not gonna have to refilm this whip and chat. We are in a different room today. We are in my living room and there is a reason for that. So, I will get into that in a moment. Let me let you know what I'm working on here and what tools I'm using before we dive into that. So I am working on, it doesn't have a name per se, so I'm just calling it Snowflake. It is a snowflake painting from Crystal Canvas Art Designs. It is a 40 by 40. I started working on this because I could not do squares with my right hand after following surgery. So I was having to use my left hand, which I can do very well with rounds. So I started this and I started it on Saturday when it was snowing here. It just seemed very appropriate. I am working on finishing it. I'm hoping that I will get this done before the end of the week. I should. I kind of cheated. I'm doing 2 squares at one time. Right now I used release papers, which these are from Bee's Crafty Corner on Etsy. She is a Canadian shop. There are other shops that sell release papers as well. There's Crafts with Crashly, Magic Crafts by Cindy. I just recently discovered Bees because she was sponsoring an event that I was participating in. And I really love her stuff. I love her designs. And one of my favorite things about it, here are the 2 pieces that I removed from here. They're a little thicker than some of the other release papers that I've used. And what makes that nice is that there is no curling at all. Some of the other release papers I worked with, the really crappy ones that like you get from Amazon and stuff like that, they're pretty much a one-time use because they curl up so bad and they never lay flat again. Some of the other ones, the ends, they'll be like this kinda. They'll be a little, is that concave? I'm not sure of the mathematical geometric lingo there. But these they stay flat when I pull them off. There's no issues with them at all. So I kind of love that. I feel like I'm going to have the same release papers for like ever, that they're never going to wear out and have to be thrown away. So I can literally see myself 3 years from now still using these. So I'll keep you updated on that. So those are from Bee's Crafty Corner on Etsy. I will link her shop in the description below. Let's see what else. This one I kitted up into my Harbor Freights. So I am using Harbor Freight containers for this because I needed it to be portable, which once again, I will update you guys in a little bit. I am using CreationsMorin Snow Day putty. I chose this because it was a snow day when I started this. I really like their putty. I haven't decided whether or not I like this scent. It doesn't smell bad. I actually cannot, I can't really, there's a little bit of a peppermint hint to it, but it's definitely not like full-blown peppermint, so I'm not sure. This is the best part though. I filled this multi-placer 2 days ago. I've been using this pen, and yesterday I was working on the Love paint gem kit, which I happen to have. I finished these 3, the LOV, and I did all of these. I did a snowman wall hanging special project, and I've been doing all of this, and I haven't had to change the putty at all in my multi-placer. I have had to, on occasion, update it with my single placer, which I am doing right now because it was getting a little not wanting to pick up drills, which I noticed that to be more of the case, which is why I typically use wax in my single placer, but I just didn't feel like hauling a bunch of stuff around. The tray I'm using, since I'm not kitted up into my Bellas, this is the anniversary tray from Firefly. Let me slide the lid on here real quick so that I can show you some of the features. So there is a lid. There is a little thing you pull out here, which opens this for your pour spout. So now it's closed. You know, you see nothing's coming out. If I open it, drills are gonna fall out. But they put an engraving. It tells you that it's the Ignite tray, is the type of tray, but it said the one that started it all, year 1, 2023. So they just celebrated their first anniversary. And so I bought this as kind of a commemoration. I really like the Firefly trees. They are very heavy duty, very thick, very heavy duty. And I really like the sliding open and close for the pour spout. And I mean, my drills just line up so nicely in there. So that's my tray. My pen is from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop. He was the first person that I bought a hand-turned pen from. And this was one of 2 that I got to begin with. And it was the closest thing that I had to being like icy that I could use. I do have an ice print. It's called Ice Queen pen from Butterfly Effectwares that I love. However, it is way heavier and I was not able to hold it in my hand. More about that in a minute. I am using the DAC thin multi-placers. I have an 8 at this end, and then this single placer actually came with the pen. I upgraded to the stainless steel with Jim, and he installed that tip. This is my little trash drill container I'm using right now. It is from Bella Art de Nicole. It's a little teacup and saucer. I think it's adorable. But I just kind of have that sitting to the side here right now to put any trash drills. And then I've got, you know, my Diamond Art Club murder tweezers. And I think I think that about sums it up. So the first thing I'm going to say before I start diamond painting is no more bandage, guys. That's where they operated. So that's what I have left here. I do have some swelling down here. I saw the surgeon yesterday. They told me to take the bandage off and to start diamond painting away. So I am back to using my right hand. I do notice that I get way more fatigued with doing squares, like doing those paint gems last night. That's why I decided to kit that up. I'm like, let's try something smaller. Let's try doing something a little smaller and see how this goes. It went well. I diamond painted for, I guess, about 3 hours, working on those 3 little mini canvases and kitting up. But I just noticed my hand getting tired. Not really cramping, just more like starting to ache a little and fatigue. You know, like I noticed that the pen started to feel heavier than what it was. That kind of thing. So how are you all? You know, let's kind of dive into this now. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well. We've kind of had some really crazy weather here lately. We did have what started out as supposed to be a 4 to 6 inch snow event on Saturday, ended up turning into about 1 inch of snow, followed by a lot of freezing rain. So that's what we had going on. And then later, Wednesday and Thursday, another storm, or Tuesday and Wednesday, sorry, another storm blew through, and that was all rain and heavy, heavy winds. Surprisingly enough, we never lost power. The lights flickered quite a few times, but I did not lose power. We did not lose the lights or heat or, you know, any of that good stuff. So that was good. But it was crazy, guys. It was like super, super crazy. Today it's actually kind of warmish outside. It is overcast. I haven't checked the weather to see what it's supposed to be doing for the rest of the week and going into the weekend. This is Thursday that I'm filming this. I am looking at this going up possibly tomorrow. If not, it'll be up by Monday. And you know, kind of playing it by ear. So there is the basics right now. We've talked about the weather. We've said hello. So, and we've talked about my hand. So let's talk about why I'm in the living room. Why I am displaced from my art room. Well, I have a sick dog. And when I say I have a sick dog, I mean I have a seriously sick dog. I am the dog mom of 3 dogs, 2 of which are amazing. One that I'm always threatening to pack up in a box and ship them to Mongolia because they are, he's just a handful. So I have my oldest, and the one that is sick is Athena. She is a bull mastiff, and she turned 7 in October. We got her at 8 weeks old. Her and her brother, they were from the same litter. Titan was her brother. And we got them from a breeder in Indiana. I live in PA. At the time, I was living in Maryland. So we drove 13 hours to go pick them up and bring them home on December 16th of 2016. I had to think there for a minute. Unfortunately, Titan had degenerative myelopathy, which he developed at September of 2021. And we had to put Titan down March of 2022. What degenerative myelopathy does is it starts to paralyze your body's organs, and it doesn't stop until it has paralyzed everything and they die. September of 2021, we noticed that he was having difficulty walking. Like, he would be walking and his hind leg on the one side would like become entangled underneath him, like it wasn't moving in unison with the rest of his limbs. We took him to the vet. The vet did x-rays. The vet ran blood work. Couldn't find anything wrong. Sent us to a neurologist for dogs. Yes, there is neurologists for dogs, not just humans. So we took him down to Crownsville, Maryland to go see this amazing doctor. I can't say enough wonderful things about this doctor. He was truly amazing. Very compassionate, very empathetic. He tried to move heaven and earth to figure out what was wrong with Titan and to fix him. We had an MRI done of Titan to see if there were tumors, if there was something compressing his spinal cord that was causing these issues. Unfortunately, it showed nothing, that there was nothing abnormal or wrong with his spinal cord. Nothing. They scanned his brain. Does he have a tumor in his brain? Nope. Couldn't find anything wrong with his tumor. There was some evidence that he possibly was having seizures in his spine. I didn't know that that was even a thing. But you can have mini strokes and seizures that are just occurring in your spinal cord. There was some evidence of that, but it was inconclusive. It wasn't the kind of thing where it was like, yep, there it is. That's it. You know, that's what's happening. It was, well, maybe that could be. So he underwent a lot of different therapies. We did a lot of different treatments. I think that those treatments all ended up slowing down the progression of the disease, because typically animals that are diagnosed with degenerative myelopathy, most of them die within 6 months. It started out with him losing coordination in his hind legs. Then it got to the point where he had no control over them and no feeling in them. He lost all sensation and use of his hind legs. It then progressed up to his hips and his rear legs. It then progressed to his tail. He could no longer wag his tail. Then it started to affect his bowel movements. He would literally be drinking water and pooping and at the same time and have no idea that he was doing this. He was a fighter. He toughed it up. He would drag his 90-pound body up and through the yard. We laughed because he actually developed a six-pack. My dog had a six-pack, and if you know what I'm talking about, it's the defined chest muscles, abdominal muscles in your chest. That we have pictures of him sporting his well-defined abdominal muscles. He was still happy. He was still smiling and, you know, going about his day. It was very hard for me because Titan used to love to haul ass through the yard. And he couldn't do that anymore. He could barely make it up the hill to get up to go to the bathroom. The entire time Titan was sick, we did not know that degenerative myelopathy was what he had. It had actually been ruled out that he did not have it. It wasn't until, it is a genetic disorder. He had DNA testing and a genetic workup done through Wisdom back in 2017 when we first got him. And it showed nothing. It actually said he was negative for this chromosomal deficiency that causes degenerative myelopathy. Well, Wisdom is constantly, you know, new advances are being made, and they're constantly reevaluating any samples that they have, rerunning them as new information comes about that they can test and see more things. 3 months after Titan died, we got an email update that they had ran his sample through another updated, you know, testing, and that he was in fact positive for degenerative myelopathy. Now, you might be saying, well, you just said that you had Athena and Titan from the same litter. Does that mean she has it? That was my first concern. So we had Titan, the Wisdom panel done for him because he had some other issues when he was a puppy to rule out some things. We never had Athena done. Well, when I found out about this, I immediately took Athena and had the test done on Athena. Actually turns out that Athena and Titan They had the same mother, but they had different fathers. Titan was actually a mastiff, more mastiff than bull mastiff, whereas Athena is bull mastiff, bull mastiff. She does not have the disease. Their genetic markers were similar to show that, yes, they did share a parent, but they were not full brother and sister. So, yes, we were duped by the vet or the breeder. Okay, it happens. Whatever, it doesn't matter now. Instead, Athena has developed something called HGE. She started Tuesday having difficulty trying to go number 2. She would be straining and nothing was happening. Every 30 minutes she wanted to go out. It's like she needed to poop, but she couldn't. And it was around the clock. We were having to take her out every 30 to 45 minutes. So it was the middle of the night. My husband and I are getting up and having to take her out. Well, she wasn't eating as the day progressed on Tuesday. She was being very lethargic. So when I struggled Tuesday night debating, I'm sorry, I need to back up. That was Monday night. That was Monday and Monday night. I struggled with whether or not I needed to take her to the emergency vet that night because I was really starting to get worried and concerned. I did not because currently at the moment, and this is kind of why I went into everything about Titan, is that we have Care Credit, which has been a godsend for paying for, veterinary care and emergencies for our dogs. However, trying to diagnose and save Titan was very expensive. To the tune of close to $10,000. $5,000 was spent solely on the MRI. So I will be paying for Titan's care and not have Titan for 3 more years because Care Credit did a special 5-year payment plan to cover his stuff. So we have had some money on our Care Credit plan, but we went through issues of Atlas attacking Athena and having to get stitches and, essentially it just boils down to the fact that there was nothing left. And we currently did not have the money for me to pay to just even walk in the door of an emergency vet, much less have anything else done. So Monday night, I stayed up with her almost the entire night. I was up with her till almost 3 a.m. And then I finally went to bed because she had seemed to have fallen asleep and that she was going to be done for a little while. That actually turned out to not be the case. 45 minutes after I went to bed, she needed to get up again to go out to try to do nothing, etc. My husband comes in and tells me, Heather, she's now trying to pee and nothing is happening. And I'm like, oh dear God. Okay. So by now it was almost morning. So we called our vet. We immediately left and headed to our vet, who is an hour away. We still take our dogs to the vet in Maryland because they have, on more than one occasion, saved multiple of our dogs. And we absolutely love our vet. And she has been our dog's vets ever since we've gotten them. She's known them from puppyhood on. Sorry, I have this hair. That's the one negative side of me being down here, is that it's like wall-to-wall dog hair down here, and it's getting all in my painting. Oh, that's why, because it's going underneath that drill. Let's move that drill for a minute. Oh, look, now I can get it off. Okay, so we take her down. She's lost 7 pounds. She was just at the vet in November Well, she's lost 7 pounds. They take her, they examine her. The vet, when we got there, had said it was possible that she just needed to have her anal glands, that they weren't releasing on their own, that she might need to have them expressed. If they become too full, they actually swell and block off the ability for them to poop and pee. So I've got my fingers crossed that that's all it is, because they were like, that's $33. Because we have wellness plans. Our vet is Banfield, and we have wellness plans with them that cover office visits. So to come down and have her looked at cost us nothing. So they're like, it's $33 if that's what it turns out to be. Okay, that's wonderful. We can do that. Great. Much to my surprise, they came in and they said, well, yes, her anal glands were full and we've expressed them, and that is going to help the situation. And we are fairly certain that that is why she is not peeing. However, that is not the underlying problem. The underlying problem is that she has HGE. I'm like, what the hell is HGE? Hemorrhagic gastroenteritis. Hemorrhagic. She is bleeding internally from a bacteria. Basically, what this bacteria does is it dissolves her bowels, any poop that was left in her intestine. It breaks it down and dissolves it, essentially causing diarrhea, but it breaks it down so minutely that it is pure liquid that just gets absorbed by her skin. So she has it going into her bloodstream. It can be fatal. If it is not caught in a timely manner, it can kill. She came in, she told me what they needed to do. Basically, she needed to stay there. They needed to give her IV fluids because she was extremely dehydrated. And they needed to immediately start her on IV antibiotics and get the antibiotics into her system as quickly and rapidly as possible. The vet wrote me a script, because it is a human drug, for me to go get filled at the local pharmacy for the oral medication she was going to need once we were able to take her home. We were instructed to leave her there and to come back at 5:30, and we would go over what the next steps were. The vet, because we've been going there for so long, and because they are amazing human beings, was kind enough. They did not charge us for the hospital stay. They did not charge us for the anal gland expression. And the bill was $230. Well, I start freaking out because I'm like, okay, don't have $230. When the vet tech went and looked at me and she said, Heather, don't you do Zoetis rewards? I'm like, oh my God, you're a genius. Yes, I do. Now, you all might be saying, what the crap is Zoetis rewards? So, Simparica, Rimadyl, which is an anti-inflammatory, it's like Motrin for dogs. Apoquil, which is an allergy med. All of these things are made by a company called Zoetis. Well, they have a rewards program that when you submit your invoices for purchases of their medications, they have a lot of other medications. I don't use them, so I don't know what they all are. And then the Pro Heart shots for heartworm. But anyway, you get points, and those points, basically 1 point, every 10 points is $1. So if you get 100 points, that's $10. And they load it to a prepaid to like a MasterCard debit card. And it is only usable at participating veterinarian practices, which Banfield was. So you can't use it for anything but vet services. Well, I had $176 on our Zoetis rewards. So I was able to use that, and then we just had to come up with the $54, which, believe it or not, was a struggle. We just had to have major car repairs done to my vehicle again. We had to get the toilet fixed. We had to get have our dryer looked at. So it's 2024 has not started off very well for us. But anyway, so we paid for that. That was all taken care of, and we left. We came back at 5:30 to pick her up. They do not have overnight monitoring. They trusted us to take her home. They said that pretty much anybody else, they would have insisted that the dog go and be boarded at the emergency vet till the morning. They trusted us to take Athena home. So they left her catheter in her leg. They put a special bandage over it to help prevent her from, or any of the other dogs, messing with it. They put a cone on her, which she at no time had tried to mess with the catheter the entire time she was there, and she did not have a cone on. But as a preventative, they put a cone on her, and we brought her home. We needed to bring her back at 8:15 Wednesday morning. So that's what we did. I stayed up with her Wednesday night or Tuesday night. They had sent us home with a special canned food, Royal Canin gastro, like a gastric for, upset stomachs kind of thing. I could only get her to eat maybe an eighth of the can. She literally only took a few bites, like maybe a handful of this wet food. Still needed to try and go out to the bathroom. They had warned us that she did have stool in her rectum, that at some point the floodgates were going to open and there was going to be bloody diarrhea. Well, she did not have that happen Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. When we did get up Wednesday morning and we were getting her ready to go to the vet, we did find a couple of areas where there was blood clots laying on the floor where they had fallen out of her. She had had a PP accident, which was not unexpected since they gave her 1.5 liters of fluid on Tuesday. So they flooded her body with saline and with fluids that we just didn't get to her fast enough, and she had a little spillage. It wasn't like she had sat and actually peed. It was just like leakage kind of deal. So we take her down to the vet. I'm telling them how she's doing. We had kind of judged her on that, whole sickness scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel kind of deal, as a 4 when we brought her in, 1 being death. I said, I would say she's at a 7. Her tail wagged this morning. She was happy to see us when we came down. She was drinking. She was hungry. She ate a little bit more of her food. And her nose was wet. It was not hot or cold, but it was wet. So they're like, oh, that's great. So they take her into the back, and it was a different vet that I'd never met before. She was new. And none of my vets that I typically have my dog see were there. Well, she went and told the techs, go ahead, take her IV out. So they took her IV out. Well, then they took her temperature. and she had a fever. She had not had a fever the day before. So then the question became, did she need to stay and get more fluid and have them try and bring the fever down and give her more IV antibiotic before sending her back home? Well, that was going to be another $230. I didn't have it, guys. I did not have a credit card with enough to put it on. I didn't have it. I didn't know this vet, and this vet obviously did not know me. So it's kind of funny to think that I wanted to talk to two of the vet techs that I knew, respected, and had treated my animals for years. And I wanted a second opinion from them, not the vet. So Katie and Dharma were both there. And I said, look, guys, I need you to tell me what I need to do here. Does she need to stay, or can I take her home? Well, her fever was not astronomically higher. She had been at 102.8 the day before. She was now at 103.6. She was clearly distressed with being there. She hates the vet. And Athena hates riding in the car. So she was clearly upset with just having to travel there and be there again. Katie said to me, Heather, I think you can take her home and you can treat her. I also know that if things were to turn south, you would bring her back or call immediately. Because I was like, if I need to move heaven and earth to figure out how to pay another $230, I will do it. I will beg, borrow, steal, whatever needs to be done. I'm not losing Athena. As you all know, if you have been here with me for a while, I have borderline personality disorder. I suffer from serious depression and anxiety. And I have lost too many dogs in the past 5 years. I already had lost her brother tragically, which still haunts me to this day. That with everything else that I was managing that had gone wrong since a few days before Christmas, I couldn't handle having to lose Athena. It was, no, this was not going to happen. That would make me dive headfirst into the rabbit hole, never to be found again. I trust Katie. She has literally saved 2 of my dogs' lives. That I knew for a fact that if she felt that Athena needed to stay and that was what was going to allow her to survive, she would tell me. She would say to me, Heather, she really needs to stay. You can't take her home. She's not going to make it if you do. And she said, Heather, I think you can take her home, and I think she'll be okay. I want you to call me later this afternoon, tell me how she's doing, and then call me again at the end of the day before I go back. I was like, all right. So they gave us ways to help try and take down to lower her fever. Yeah, Athena didn't like that. It was basically putting ice packs underneath her arms or on her belly. I wrapped it in a towel. She would tolerate it for about 10 minutes. And then she was like, nope, I'm up and out of here. And so she would get up. As Katie said, when I called her to say, hey, look, I'm having problems doing this, she goes, yeah, but that's actually a good sign that she has enough energy that she's like, get me the hell away from this thing. I don't want this ice pack on me. Because if she was so deathly sick, it wouldn't have mattered. She would have just laid there. She wouldn't have tried to get away from it. So that was actually a good sign. By last night, she was eating. She ate over half a can. Plus, we had made rice and added it per the vet's recommendation. She still had not gone to the bathroom, but she was drinking and peeing normally. So I filled them in last night. It went from her wanting to go out every half an hour to about every hour and a half to 2 hours. Had no trouble getting her to take her oral antibiotic. That was not an issue at all. I stayed up with her last night till about 2 in the morning, and then I finally came to bed. My husband, apparently this morning when he got up to go to work, those floodgates had opened. And she had bloody diarrhea, sorry if I'm grossing you out, all over the kitchen floor. That's okay. Better for it to be out of her than in her, because that means we're removing the bacteria is getting out of her body. So, and we don't have to worry about there being any type of obstruction of her not being able to go to the bathroom. This morning, her nose was cold and wet when I got up. My husband also did say that all of the blood was rust brown color, which is good, which means it was old. We have not seen any fresh, bright red bleeding, which indicates that the internal bleeding has stopped. Cold, wet nose this morning, tail wagging, happy to see me. She actually came in and jumped up on the bed, which she had not been able to do. We were having to help her just even get up on the couch. So major improvement overnight. So I do believe that we are out of the woods and she is legitimately on the mend. But I tell you guys, you talk about a flippin' scare. I'm just like, are you serious? Are you serious with me right now? If you are new here, since the 21st of December, I have had my car break down and have to be towed. I have had my pipes in my downstairs bathroom freeze, making the toilet inoperable. I have had my dryer go on the fritz, that we are having to wash our clothes here and then take them to the laundromat to dry them. My husband is having major cardiac issues. He had a cardiac monitor installed into his chest. It was implanted in his chest on the 20th of November. Well, he has been having bouts of atrial fibrillation along with supraventricular tachycardia, meaning that his heart rate has been going up to 180, 220 beats a minute while he's sleeping or while we're just sitting in the car and he's driving. And then on the flip side of that, he has started having bradycardia, which is your heart rate dropping really, really low. And he has had bouts of it dropping to 22 beats per minute. Things are not good here, people. They are not right. He sees an electrophysiologist on Friday of next week to discuss options of what to do. I'm assuming that they are looking at potentially some type of, I don't know if this would be a pacemaker or what, but I think they're looking at putting some type of electronic device to help restore appropriate heart rhythm into his chest. Needless to say, every time, my husband works from home on Mondays and Fridays. The doctor has written him a note stating to his employers that it is in his best interest to not drive if at all possible, especially on days that he is having events, these cardiac episodes. Oh, my husband's stubborn. He's stubborn. He's hard-headed. And he's still going into work on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Now, he didn't work yesterday because we were doing the whole dog thing. I had seen the surgeon yet, so I was not cleared to drive. So much less drive to Maryland. I try not to drive on the highway if at all possible. It makes me very anxious. It makes me very nervous, and it causes me to have major mental issues, and panic attacks. Tuesday, he stayed home because of how things went on Monday. He suspected that we were going to have to take her to the vet. So he ended up taking off both Tuesday and Wednesday. Actually, I take that back. He worked for part of the day yesterday, but he ended up taking off on Tuesday. But he is at work today. He is supposed to work from home tomorrow, so hopefully that will still happen, because last Friday he ended up having to go in and was not able to. And you know what I just did, guys? Oh my God. I just put J's where on A's. Yep. Look at that. Because I have not done A yet. So now I got to try and guess. Nope. Where I did that, because I can't screw these up, because this is it makes a pattern with these crystal gems, and the pattern will be off and will look funky. Oh my God, I cannot believe I did this. See, this is, like I said, this is just how my life has been. One issue after another. I know I put one over here, but they are all looking like the same color. I found two. Nope. Oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, there's another one. All right, so I think it's this color. Yep, there we go. Oh my God, guys. This is what I'm talking about here. You know, everything just okay. Okay, I think that might be it. I still feel like there's one that's over here that would be wrong, but these all, they all look right to me. So, all right. Hopefully that'll be fine. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. I'm just at my breaking point, people. I just don't know how much more I can take. And I mean, it's only day 11 of the frickin' new year. I said to my daughter, I said to Emily last night, my daughter, I was like, you know, this is how my life has been. Like, my whole life has been like this. I'm like, is it really too much to ask that I just have 365 days of status quo? And what I mean is, it does not need to be a fantastic time. I don't need to win the lottery. I don't need to have, you know, glorious, wonderful things happening. I just need there to not be issues for 1 year. That's all I'm asking. 365 straight days of no issues, of no catastrophes. Because people, I just can't. I had my therapy session, telehealth, yesterday with my therapist, and I'm like, Emma, hey, I can't. I just can't. I can't even. I am beyond stressed out. I'm waiting to hear from Social Security regarding my administrative hearing because they keep jerking me around with my disability benefits. Trying to keep saying, oh, you're not disabled. You can do a job. Oh, yeah, sure I can. You know, I only make people cry when I talk to them on the phone, you know, customer service people and whatnot. I mean, telemarketers, you know, they call my house once. They don't call me again because, you know, I bring them to tears because it takes every ounce of strength I have to be able to socially interact with my family members so that they don't want to stab me and kill me in my sleep, that I don't have it for people that are of no consequence to me. Sorry. I can't. I can't deal with you. I can't be sympathetic, empathetic, understanding. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just not there yet. I am not evolved enough. I am not, I guess, mature enough in my disability to be able to deal with anyone that is not my 3 children, my husband, and my 2 good friends. The only 2 friends that I have, really. I have 2 people that one that I talk to on the phone regularly. She's an ex-coworker of mine when I was working. And we have gotten very close. And we talk on the phone a lot. The other one is a kind of new to me friend, to use our whole, you know, new to me shop. She's a new to me friend. She is someone from the community. She diamond paints. She has her own channel. I don't want to out her right now because she might not want to own up to or admit that she has a personal relationship with me after this whipping chat. None of you might. You know, but that's it. That's where my grace ends. I mean, I'll be honest with you. My grace has been... I finished this section, yay. I literally just knocked over my trash drill container. And so now I have the trash drills all over my canvas and the cover binder and the release papers. Oh my God. I'll be honest with you, with the new friend, there's been times where I've almost gone off the deep end. I take it personally, something she says, or the fact that she doesn't have time. And I mean, she's busy. She has a life. At least somebody does, thank God. And she's not doing anything wrong. So if you're listening, because I'm sure you are not, the problem is not you, the problem is me. And thank you for being my friend and putting up with me, because that's what I feel like you are doing. I mean, I find myself going and saying, why would she even want to be friends with me? I'm a basket case. I'm glad she is, because I don't know what I would do if she wasn't. But she's got a lot going on in her life too. Right now, I need my husband and I need my dog to be okay. That's what I need. So I would greatly appreciate any kind words, any prayers, any good thoughts, whatever. Yeah, I'm about to cry, guys. I would really, really appreciate it. It would mean a lot. Well, we're getting close to an hour here, so I'm gonna start to wrap this up. If you are new here and you're okay with dealing with my psychotic behavior and my mental collapse, I would love to have you subscribe and become part of my extended online family. I would really like that. You can hit that subscribe button. It is completely 100% totally free. I am at, as of the filming of this, 94 subscribers. I just started my channel the middle of September, so I don't think that's too bad. It is totally free. I would love to have you. You can then hit the bell, which will notify you of whenever I have content go up. I try and have a WIP and chat. I do post reviews. I do small shop hauls. I do unboxings. I actually have an unboxing from a new to me shop that I'm going to be filming probably right after this if I can pull myself together. So that actually might go up before the WIP and chat. Not sure. We'll see. It has yet another project in it that I have been debating on kitting up for various reasons, but which I will talk about in the unboxing. So you got to go watch that one once it's up. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video or you just want to be nice to the crazy lady. That does help with the algorithms and getting me more exposure. Linked in the description box will have the company I bought the kit from, the tray, the pen, the putty, the release papers. I'm not linking Harbor Freight. It's Harbor Freight, people. There will also be a link if you want to follow me. I have a much better following on Instagram. Maybe because they don't have to listen to me. Maybe that's what it is. So you can feel free to go and follow me on Instagram if you're on Instagram. I also have a Facebook group called Diamonds and Dragonflies. That will be linked below as well. I'd love to have you if you'd like to go join that group. And there will also be a link for Buy Me a Coffee. It is a way for people to help support my channel by making a one-time monetary donation. I think it's like increments of $5. I don't know if you can do lower than that or not. To be honest, I really don't know. But it's not a membership or subscription. It's just a one-time, if you want to buy me a coffee or two. I would really appreciate it because right now, with all of these expenses, I don't know when I'm going to be able to afford to buy more things to have to share on my channel. I did just put up a small shop haul. That was all stuff that I ordered for Black Friday or a couple of weeks ago prior to Christmas. That finally came in. I have some other things that I'm waiting for as well that I ordered before then. I'm excited. I have my cross stitch conversion, which is my big bucket list project that I'm going to be doing. I can't wait to show you guys who it is and what it is and to dive into that. I actually am very excited about that. So I have that to look forward to. But if you'd like to help out, that would be great. Any money that is received is going to go back into my channel and to support my channel to help it grow. Because believe it or not, all of this stuff isn't free. It's not free, and it does cost a lot of money. I love it. I love doing this stuff. This is my mental health therapy. I get my talk therapy with my therapist once a week, and then diamond painting is the rest of the time. And to be honest, me having these WIP and chats and talking to you guys is kind of like the equivalent of me journaling. So you guys are like my in-person journal. And it helps me to talk about stuff and share it and to at least pretend for a little while that there are people out there who give a crap about what's going on with me in my life, because most of the time I feel like nobody gives a crap about my life or what is going on or what purpose does it serve anymore. But anyway, now that the doom and gloom has shown up, so thank you for sticking around with my Looney Tunes today. I'm actually surprised that all three of them have been in the room with me the whole time I have been filming. If you've seen some of my other videos, usually Atlas decides to bark or whine during the videos. So it was funny. I watched before I did this, Crafting with Shay, her WIP and chat went up, and she was having issues with her French bulldog. And I have an Old English bulldog, is what Atlas is. He's 5. And I actually commented with her, does Ollie do blah, 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 blah? Because, you know, Atlas does. So, so yeah, it was funny because Ollie got mad because Shay threw him out of the room. And so he went out and he destroyed something of hers. Oh my God, you don't know how many times that has happened with Atlas. So Shay, if you are watching, you are not alone, sister. My bulldog does it too. So yeah, so thank you for being here. Hit the thumbs up. Please, if you haven't subscribed and you can tolerate me, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I am 6 away from 100. When I hit 100, I am planning on doing a give back and doing a drawing. For those that it'll be where you have to comment on my WIP and chats. So I'm not going to tell you when, which WIP and chat it's going to be. So you got to watch them all so that you can comment. Yeah, I'm going to do a giveaway and give back something to you guys because it does really mean a lot to me that you are here. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you have a great weekend. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to go up before or not, so I hope you had a great weekend in case it doesn't go up till after this upcoming weekend. It is a holiday weekend, so maybe you guys have off, maybe you don't. I don't know. But stay safe. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being here. I love you all. I really do. And I will see you again soon. All right, guys. Bye.